Hello and welcome to Roman Village, scenario number 40 in our quest to play every scenario in Open RCT2. Today's goal, 1,500 guests by the end of year 3, park rating was 600. I don't know that this ever changes. Every scenario seems like it's 600. But this park is free admission, charge per ride, and right now the only ride is this one boat hire that charges a whole 50 cents to let guests on the boats. But we've got a pretty decent area here with a little bit of scenery and a little bit of an aqueduct that for some reason these people in canoes can battle all the way down. I don't know how I feel about that. I think that might be a little bit too much. But we've got opportunities here. A decent selection of rides to start out with, a couple of transport rides, good selection of gentle rides, good selection of roller coasters, normal 2 thrill rides. You know we have to get the go-karts going. And then same old, same old. You get the idea. So let's go ahead right off the bat and put in a, what do you call it? Yep, scientific. There you go. Problem solved. Information kiosk selling our $5 umbrellas. And now we can see just how this works coming in here. Theming is cool. Scenery is nice. However, each one of these things is money. So we can demolish them. The scenery things, not the trees. The trees cost money to remove, but for some reason we get money back deleting these. We can get rid of that and we can make some money if we want, but, it looks kind of cool. And up here we have an entertainer who is assigned to the Roman costume. I do not remember there being this many costumes to choose from, but I guess that's an Open RCT2 thing. Yeah, because I remember just having, I think you had the elephant, you had the tiger, and you had the panda costume, I think is the 3 that you had in the first game at least. But I digress. Roman costume, etc., so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and get our stuff set up here. We're going to go, of course, to maximum funding. There you go. Funding with an F. Thrill rides. There we go. That's my brain decided, oh, you're going to combine all these words today. That's not how English works. That's how German works. Well, kind of. Let's go ahead and make ourselves some whoop-de-doos. Find a nice spot, hopefully, that's going to let me put in some roller coasters here. Yeah, I think I'll be able to stick this here, but I probably should build the right one first, because that's going to be what's kind of dictating everything else. So I guess that's going to be fine there. We'll come back in, pop that left one in, and then that's going to be good to go. Now, what we can do, and what we should do, get these things set up correctly. What screams Roman to me? Red screams Roman to me. And then we have all these other options here. We have crazy paving, which kind of looks like old stone, and then we have tiled footpaths, and then all this stuff. But this is already brown tarmac. I guess asphalt probably would be the American word, but I digress. Let's go ahead and just pop this in here. Do the same on this other side. And then since this is a Roman park, or that's the theme, rather, I think it would be kind of fitting, kind of fun to come in here and change the theming here. Because we have station styles, right? We have classical / Roman, because apparently those are the same thing. Look at that. Look how gaudy that is. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Let's do on-ride photos. I'm going to say $3 is probably fine for these. I'd like to avoid having to change literally every price at some point, but that's going to get us open there, and that is pretty cool. Now, there is an option in the music to change this to Roman fanfare style, which is cool. But if I hear it looping for the next hour, maybe hour and a half, I'm going to lose my mind. So we're going to turn that off. You can actually, if you have all the rides on the same song and you close them all and then reopen them all with this handy little button here, you can have every single ride playing at the exact same time, and it creates some interesting audio effects. But basically anywhere you go in the park, you'll hear the same thing over and over again, and that is an auditory nightmare. But I don't think we're going to be doing that. Yes, nothing screams Roman like pizza, because that's apparently fine. Anachronisms are a fact of life. Let's raise that to $1 just so that looks a little bit better. All right, drink stall. Same deal, that's probably fine. And then, of course, a bathroom, which I guess kind of matches this classical style, even though it's literally just a prefabricated concrete building. I don't know, Roman concrete, etc., so on and so forth. But that's looking pretty good there. I don't know, maybe I should change the maybe we should change the colors here. I don't know, I feel like the yellow might be a little bit out of place if I change that to saturated red. Ooh, I do like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Let's just do that, and then of course this being the supports, oh, there's not any supports anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll roll with that. But now it is rain time, which means these guys are going to be purchasing $5 umbrellas en masse, so let's build ourselves another information kiosk. Right here. Random color. Already set the price. I love that tick box. That was a great addition when they put that in the game. I think that was part of the Corkscrew Follies pack, adding that checkbox to the original game. I don't remember exactly, but I know it was not there when I first played the original game on, I think it was a computer running Windows 95. I don't know. At some point it became Windows 98. Boat 4 on boat hire 1 has not returned to the docking platform yet. I wonder why. It's because these idiots are over here pedaling. Okay, they're not pedaling, they're paddling. There we go. Kind of close to the word. Yeah, see, I really don't like these boat hires, man. Let's just close this and click that, and then they all get booted off the ride. You know, boat hires are a thing that exists. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just remove that water there and cut it off. I don't care if the theming is like, oh, it's going to look so much better. No, I don't want to deal with this. So now it's open again. Except they can't leave the lake, and this is still a a pretty neat thematic thing there. And how long is it going to rain? I feel like it's been going on forever. I didn't even bother to see. Okay, it's canoes and rowing boats. That's fine. We'll leave it on canoes. Yeah, there we go. The game knows what we want. Go-karts. Absolutely, we want go-karts, because what says ancient Rome better than a bunch of lawnmower engines bolted to a frame with a seat? That sounds like a winning recipe right there. I love that it retained the classical theming style. But let's go ahead and make ourselves a fairly okay, neat go-kart track here. Let's do a pretty good length of a thing there. I know, very scientific term, that. And I think if I hide the vegetation, yeah. Somebody left a comment on the last RollerCoaster Tycoon. I do always read all the comments. They left a comment on the last RollerCoaster Tycoon video asking if there is a way to make the go-karts look better. And that is a good question. I've wondered that many times myself. And we do have, these sweeping curves that are recent additions. But outside of that, there's really not a lot of options here. So we are unfortunately bound to the rules of the system by which we construct these. But I do think we can at the very least try to make something look somewhat interesting. Put a few more turns in there. So what I'm going to do here is have this go up just to that height right there. And then if I can have this come down. Okay, I need to go one less. So go down there, have that turned there. And this is going to be like probably a one lap race, which means the victory guy gets to go on super long after that, but I guess we'll find out. Let's see. Oh good, that worked out perfectly. So we don't actually have to have this fill up all of this space. I just kind of like to do that sometimes. So what we can do is in the middle of this, okay, well, the Colosseum is not going to fit there. But if we can do something a little bit more interesting, if it's going to let me do this, then I think that would be kind of fun. We got statues. Like, I can't have the go-karts go through this stuff. No, I can put this stuff here. Oh, that's as high as that's going to let me go? As low as it's going to let me go? Oh, okay, it's letting me do that there. Why is it, why was it, the other one was like way over here. Maybe it's because I haven't actually built anything yet. I don't know. That's a weird thing. But if we want to leave a space, I'm not saying we have to, but if we want to leave a space, then we do have that option. I'm going to go ahead here and use these wider curves. Do the same thing, kind of. Oh, see, that's a big curve. We could do something here, kind of like that. High speed curve, so on and so forth, and then that comes right back into there. So, you know, that gives them a little bit of something else to do toward the very end. Get those high speed, wider radius curves, and then if we can find something neat to put in here in the middle of a couple of these. Maybe, maybe not. Just ideas. But I think column wall, why are there two different variations? It looks like exactly the same thing. Well, what I can do here, because it's going to let me stick this here all the way through. I'll just pop that in. And then this roofing piece here, we just stick that right there. Okay, that actually looks kind of terrible. I think I have that on the wrong thing. Let's try this again. Should. Huh. It actually was correct. Okay. Well, I guess it's just going to look bad. That's fine. So that was something that I probably actually should have just done with the with this thing here. Let's just fix that real quick. We don't have to be married to this if it's a thing that looks bad. All right. So now you just pop that in right there. That gives us something to look at, which actually, stop changing this, just commit. I know. But if we put fountains here, look at that. Now it looks like it's actually kind of supposed to be a thing that exists. All right. So, wasted enough time. Let's do, I believe, probably going to be better off having this start here than have the exit be all the way up here. So how many cars? 23. 23 cars. All right, we can do 2 laps on this if it's 23 cars. But you better believe that's like half of a NASCAR field. 23 cars. $5. There you go. That's your cost of greatness right there. Let's, for right now, just start right like so. And then, wait, does that not connect to a path over there? Oh, I thought, perhaps erroneously, that was going to be connected already. Okay, well, that gives us an option to expand this queue if we feel so inclined. Let's get this sped up a little bit. Now, the reason I put the entrance all the way down here is because it will increase the amount of time that the guests take to board, but increase the amount of time, or decrease the amount of time that it takes for them to exit. Which they will leave as soon as they finish the race, which means the guy who comes in last, or first, who enters the pits for the final time last, who actually comes in first place. Lost my train of thought. You get the idea. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to get into this, though. The only downside of having this be this just incredibly long. That's fine. Let them do what they're going to do. Launched Freefall is a great ride, and we actually have the theming for Escape Hatch this time, so that's going to be a very good thing for us to pop in. I guess. Okay, that was right. That was right. I don't know why I was thinking that wasn't going to fit here. Okay. That may or may not be... Ah, okay. Okay. I was very wrong. Oh, and all this mess is left here? Come on, man. Let's say that... Yeah, See, I really thought that was going to be in the correct spot. This is why I kind of don't usually build these with the built-in stuff. All right. What are we saying about this? 5.11. All right. Queue time of 3 minutes. It's probably going to be a lot longer than that. We'll just We'll just build this without the scenery. I think that's going to be the easiest thing to do. Ah, there's your problem. There's your problem, because we have to account for the slope there on the outside. All right, again, turn that off. I don't want to mess with that. Come on. So that can go there. Take this off at triple speed. I don't think we need to be worried about it. $2 is probably fine. Just open that thing right up. Then, now I can come over here. Don't need to have a super long thing. I can't see because of all this scenery everywhere. I know, the irony of saying, wow, I love all this scenery, and then complaining about it being in the way a couple moments later is not lost on me. Okay. We must complete the theming transformation. Classical Roman, there you go. So it seems this is already just wildly popular. 75 people in line. Wow. Alright. That'll be fine. We can leave that alone for a little bit of time. Let's take a look at roller coasters. We don't have a lot of cash, but we're going to be making decent money for too long. I know we've already built the whoop-de-doos over here. They're doing whoop-de-doo things. But we have a decent-sized map, and if we're willing to get rid of some of this scenery, we can actually have some pretty big coasters here. So, this would be a good opportunity to put in one of these big wooden twister coasters that have the cool track elements. But this is $38,000. And if we were to build it, it would take a substantial portion of the center of the map. Not to mention, you know, it's 2 miles long, just about. That is, that's a long ride, and that wouldn't be great for guest throughput, but it would look pretty cool. So I figured we could probably compromise and use one of these shorter coasters. I think this one probably is the one that only has one train on it. We've done a couple of these at this point. This one looks pretty cool. It's also almost $20,000. Yeah, let's make a little bit more money, and we'll come back to that, evaluate where we are at that point. A lot of these paths are kind of unnecessary. Guests are going to get lost. Also, we kind of don't have any mechanics, so let's immediately fix that problem before it becomes one. Let's see, what kind of money are we making here? 4,120, 1,096, yeah. 196, not 1,096. My brain is not working today. When is it ever? I think there's a radius of happiness for the entertainers. I don't know what it is, but I think there is some sort of strategy to keeping these guys in the same kind of location. But it says Entertainer 2. Where's Entertainer 1? Well, I guess I could just go to the staff. That's not the right button. Go to the staff tab. I have 4 of these? Okay, what's his, is he, like, behind a fence or something? Oh, no, he's walking around. All right. He doesn't have a patrolier. None of these guys have patroliers, but this guy's up on top of a building, so that kind of limits where he can go. Where's this one? I don't see him. Okay, he's on the other side of that aqueduct there. Entertainer 4. Up here. Okay, so we got 3 guys walking around and 1 guy just up on top of something. Doing, I don't know, whatever that is. Cool, that's fine. Yeah, see these guys getting off immediately while the other ones are still coming in. That works. Profit on this is a little slow. I think people are going to complain. Yeah, they're complaining about the queue time, which is 11 minutes. Well, that does tend to happen with these longer things here. This is 2 laps. I think 2 laps is probably fine. If we go ahead and lower it to 1, that will probably speed this up substantially, but I don't know how it's going to affect the excitement rating. But if it speeds it up a whole lot, which it will, not quite twice as fast because you do still have the victory lap for the guy who comes in first place. But then it's going to make it easier to make a whole lot of money with this, even if we lower the price, because it is faster. Well, I guess we'll see. Okay, so the guy in green won. How far behind? Okay. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. The field separates enough with the 23 cars that it ends up, seems like it, being totally fine. Alright, I can work with that. Just tell me what the test results are. Wait, oh, you know what? It's not going to tell me until after this race because I changed it once the first one already started. Alright, that works. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. That works. That'll make it a whole lot quicker. Hopefully it doesn't make him think that it's terrible, but that should be okay. This is going. We got vomit everywhere. This is, in fact, RollerCoaster Tycoon, so that's to be expected. Let's see, what other kind of designs? Like, I know the regular wooden roller coaster has a lot of designs we can choose from. That looks crazy, 36,000. At some point, I do need to just actually do just one scenario where I just custom make everything, but I'm worried that would be a very, 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 very long video. People may not be open to that as much. Spinning Wild Mouse, you already know. We have to build one of these. It's tradition. So if I were to put this guy... Hey, look, this actually kind of fits reasonably nicely over here. But the entrance is kind of far away. Let's flip that. And then I guess that will be okay here. Let's just do that. Get that set as classical theming. I like the gold and the whatever color that is. They have names for all these, and I never remember what they are. Bordeaux red. Okay, what's this one? Light brown. Okay, that's a much less exciting title for a color. Just open that up. I think we're probably about to run out of thrill rides, but we'll let them, keep going on that for a little bit. Change this over here. Change this over here. Bring that all the way down this way. Is that actually connected? No one's... Okay, it is. We probably need to think about getting rid of some of this scenery and then simplifying the path network, because honestly this is kind of ridiculous. Just a little bit. If we're going to have a cool roller coaster in the middle, we're definitely going to need to get rid of some of this. So, let's see. Okay, that's $50, not $150. I know I can bulk delete a lot of this scenery, but I just wanted to see what each things will give me back here. Okay, so Coliseum, how much is that worth? $170. Okay, good to know. Let's take this out here. Now we can select trees or buildings or paths. If I just go ahead... This is all scenery stuff. Oh. I need to unselect trees. Rookie mistake. Okay, I guess not all of this was actually... Huh. So what gives with that? I guess that's not doing anything then. Alright. Is this... What's inside of this? I can't even see. Can't even see... Oh, I'm just taking paths away. Oh, this is actual land. That's actual land. Why was it not letting me get rid of these piles of wood? Or these barrels? Or anything like that. So I guess if I'm going to actually get rid of this, I've got to do some terraforming. Okay. Well, if that is actually completely separated here... Oh, I just killed a handyman. Because he fell into the void. Unfortunate. That does happen if you delete terrain or delete paths while someone is inside a wall. Doesn't tend to go too well. So I think the better option, what I should have done this entire time, would be to just put some no entry signs, so nobody, falls to a terrible death. Let's get that popped in there, because I do want to remove all of this stuff. It's just not really a smart idea. Just delete it willy-nilly without actually paying attention to what's going on. Now, those of you scenery fans who are upset that we are removing scenery, don't worry, we're going to put some stuff back. It just isn't going to be, exactly the same kind of a deal here. I know this is a not inside thing now. That's probably fine. That's hopefully okay, just to cut all that off. They will eventually get bored and leave. That should be fine. I'm just trying really hard not to have, you know, people dying would be a very bad thing. So somehow there's still some idiot in here besides the entertainer who's absolutely not going to stay over there. Oh, now he's drowning. Okay, nope. Pay attention. We got to pay attention where these guys are going. Okay, get out of here. Get out. Take your pizza. Nope. Steve J, I need to go to the bathroom. Well, then get out of there. There you go. Bathroom's right there. Knock yourself out. Let's take this. Oh, this is going to be hard to get. Just because of the way that this is set up here. I think I'm going to have to... there we go. Alright, so footpath is in the way. Now I can remove said footpath. Kind of. I think there's probably going to be a couple of these pieces I'm not going to see, and it's going to irritate the snot out of me here. Yep, there's a footpath somewhere inside this corner. Okay. There we go. Okay. That solved that problem. That took a really, really long time. So, we may not want to invest a lot of time and resources into getting that done, but we do know it's possible. And we do need to rather desperately clean up our pathing thing. Oh, come on. Show me... God, you stupid idiots. I think this is going to be fine if I can just... Okay, good. Can I... Good. Can I do this? Good. See, now that's what I'm talking about. Just get this stuff out of here en masse. That's done. That's not quite done. Some genius walked into the hole. Alright. Can I go down? Yes. Can I go down? No, I cannot. Now can I go down? Yes. Can I go down? Yes. Can I go down? Yes. Can I go down? To a certain extent, yes. Can I go down? Yes. We got entertainers in here. Not anymore. Okay, anybody else? Can I go down? No. Can I hopefully not kill anybody and go down? Yes. Good. And I should, if I can just... Nope, turn around. Turn around. I know you're eating your pizza right now, but don't do that. There you go. Okay, did we get everything that needed to be demolished? Demolished. No, I don't want to click on a guest. I want to get rid of these... Come on. No. I want to click on the banner. No, I don't want to click on that guy. There we go. I don't know why I have to be zoomed in this far to do that, but that's fine. Let's get rid of those. Shouldn't be too many of these left. Yeah, but you can really see just how ridiculous the path network is here. There's just, it's too much. It's way too much. Hey, if the path is dirty and you right-click it, then the trash goes away. Cool. That's problem solving. Let's get this out of here while we still can. What happened in today's RollerCoaster Tycoon episode? Oh yeah, we just deleted paths for 45 minutes. Wow, sounds like great quality entertainment. I digress. No, get off this path. You saw me hovering over this and you wanted to walk on here just to spite me, huh? I see. I see that's how it is. Alright. So, that's a lot of the extraneous paths. Oh, don't walk off into the middle of nowhere with your slice of pizza. There you go. Come on. Come on. You're going to be okay. Just stop coming over here. Oh, you're sick and you're eating pizza. That's a great combination right there. You're definitely not going to regret your life choices in about 5 minutes. Turn around. Oh, you're walking fast, huh? Okay. I promise we're not going to be doing too much more of this. I want to make sure that we have as much cleared away in here as we reasonably can expect. Yeah, I know they're complaining about the amount of trash in the park. That's because there's trash in the park. We're going to take care of it. We are working on it. We are formulating a plan, and we are coming prepared with solutions. You just gotta, you know, trust the process. Move yourself. Get off of this. Get off of this. Stop prancing with your sword. I know that's what I pay you to do, but you gotta get off of this tile. Walk forward. There you go. Good job. All right, so we're done with that for a while. There's a lot of trash. I don't think there's a single trash can. I really don't. So let's go ahead and pop in, just because that's going to be an easy thing for us to do. Put these in the middle of our little porticos or whatever you want to call these things. Okay, that one I misclicked on, but that's fine. Just get that in there. And I always like to put these on slopes because you can't do anything else with slopes. Okay, we have these two things here, but I guess that is okay. We're going to leave that alone. I'm hoping they don't smash all my trash cans because there's so much trash on the ground. So, let's, oh, that's right, I drowned a handyman. That's why the numbers were wrong. Now we have 10. Very good. Pay no attention to the guy who was just, very conveniently quickly replaced. Alright, we have $4,000. It is September year 1. We are almost halfway to the goal. Actually, no. I was very wrong. We were more than a little more than a third. I don't know why I thought 1,200 was 15. Let's, before we get too comfortable here, let's, I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but we do need to kind of eliminate some of these extraneous circuitous paths. Just cut this all off anytime we can. Funnel them through, hopefully, smaller and smaller segments of path until there's, you know, no possible way for them to get lost. Just follow behind this guy, the slowest pizza and or pizza eater. I guess that's the only technical food we have here. Just turn around. It's going to be okay. I'm not as worried about having dead-end paths when it's not so windy, but we do want to keep these guys kind of corralled in the same spot. So that's going to be okay there. This was a mess over here. We want the one path going this way. We actually have on both sides of the aqueduct here, so that's fine. All right, I need to turn this back around the same direction. My brain's going to scream at me. Swinging inverter ships, that's it for thrill rides. Let's switch over to... So we already have a pretty good selection of everything else. There is a type of roller coaster that, the linear induction motor coaster, I think is what it's called. That is a really, really good, easy thing to build because it's just a complete straight line. So I'm going to say shops and stalls and roller coasters, just so we can kind of more easily monetize things. But now we have all of this space here in the middle. A lot easier. A lot easier. I think that is going to be a smart thing for us to start building. So I know we don't have a lot of money, but let's come back here to our larger coaster designs. Like I was looking at this guy. Obviously, we still can't build this, and the way that the terrain is set up is probably not going to be possible, but that gives you an idea just how much space we actually made accessible. And we do have other designs we can go with, like the mine train coaster is probably a good one, because we have all the extra space. If I can find a design I don't completely hate, then maybe we could pop one of these in here. I don't know. I usually don't like building this one, just because the track pieces are so limited. Okay, that's a little higher than I think I would prefer, but you know what? That might actually not be that bad of a thing if we just kind of straddle the aqueduct here. There's a bunch of spots where this would maybe work and look pretty cool. So if I have this come all the way up here, it's $31,000. But it would actually probably be a pretty cool statement piece right near the front of the park. Now, $31,000 is a lot of dollars. You take a look at 70, yeah. That is a 7.1 excitement rating, which is pretty good. But that's a big coaster. It's over a mile long. And I think it's probably still only going to allow 2 or 3 trains, which isn't a lot of great guest throughput for that amount of money. But it looks cool. And sometimes that's fun. Well, it's always fun, but sometimes it's fun enough to outweigh the the bad stuff about using all your money to build one thing. Now, fortunately for me, the loan does not go high enough for me to build that right now, so we're going to put that on the back burner. Just, keep that in mind as an option that we have available to us. I think it's going to be smarter for right now to build a couple more small coasters, just so we can save up a little bit of cash. Texas Tubs, this one is 6.0, the Crazy Knights. Alternative vehicle type, where am I going to put this thing? Because I don't want to take up a bunch of space in the center of the park, because, again, we talked about why it would be really cool to have neat stuff. So I will go ahead and say let's give this guy a nice long queue here, and I'm going to have this path come around the backside so we can still put something in here if we want, like one of those twisty dudes. Okay, 8 cars. I think I can add extra. No, okay, not this one. Let's open that. Just give them something to do there, and I know we've got... let's see, Rotodrop's a good one. Top Spin, I like Top Spin. I think that is a good thing for us to be doing here. We have to change the theming on that, let's not forget. So let's go. Well, yeah, let's just do this. Let's put this as Berserk mode, because we can. That will fit very nicely right there. Let's open that up. We'll just leave that at the default $2. It's probably fine. This, of course, must be set to classical Roman theming. That really goes great with this with this brown wooden roller coaster in a bathtub setting. That's very, very authentic. Let's pop in a couple of trash cans because I know we have to have more of those. I actually don't think we have any benches. Let's fix that. Put in a couple of these here at all of our exit locations, because I know we don't have any of that. All right, so we're kind of in business here. Things are working. Anything else I would like to do over here? I don't really care for the 3D cinema or the motion simulator. But the gentle rides, of course. Merry-go-round, again, thematically, this makes no sense, but we have the ability to do it. We might as well find a place where we can put a horse tornado and just move on with our lives. Let's go with that. And then, of course, because we can, it's already set to that. It'll give us the wonderful merry-go-round music. And then, because I know the haunted house folks will be absolutely just beside themselves with grief if I do not build a haunted house. If I can find, I guess I can justify. No. Oh, I can do 64 size selection. Okay, no, that's dangerous. That is, that's a good way to, bankrupt yourself moving the entire map one piece at a time. Okay, so, the cool thing about the haunted house, like I've said many times before, is... you don't really need a queue for it. So, entrance, exit, solved. Done. Easy. And now that is there. A Twister roller coaster. That sounds like... Oh, yeah, this guy. There's some cool stuff you can do with this. We built a few of these. These just look wild. Like, look at, what is this? $188,791. And it's 3.5 miles long. I want to cut off Mr. Bones' wild ride. Well, too bad. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But I'm not going to hold my breath on us ever building anything like that. So let's put this thing in faster speed, not quite turbo. But let's get some money processed. Let's change some coins here, because I want to build that giant coaster. I think that's cool. It'll be a neat opportunity to put something right here. And that's obviously not going to happen if we don't have cash. Cash flow has been not really that great, but we've also been building most months. There's actually only 2 that we didn't build anything. But we did $3,200 in landscaping in September of year 1. You should remember that. Oh, it's raining though, so we'll have some more information kiosks. I will go ahead and put one of those guys right here since it is currently raining. Can always sell some more stuff. So let that money come flowing in. And there we go. Go-karts are operating very, very nicely. Making a cool $5,200 an hour. Can get behind that. Queue time is down to 9 minutes. And there's only a couple people complaining about being in line forever. So I think that is a nice progress being made there. So maybe it's a little bit of a pipe dream to have this big roller coaster here, but I'm not going to give up. Not going to give up. We do, however, still need to make money, and I need to have 1,500 guests by the end of year 3. Which, considering it's March year 2, we're doing pretty well. We're a little bit ahead of schedule in terms of a linear progression toward that goal. But gonna need to get some more people in here with a quickness so we can make some more money. They are eating this stuff up, though. Oh, now it's raining again. Okay. Probably would not hurt for us to have another food court area or so. Balloon stall. That's a good way to make some cash. I think that's the only... Yeah, that's the only stall that we've actually researched so far. I think... Yeah, let's go ahead and pop in a little bit more here. Remember, we fixed the prices here, so they will always be the same across the park. Fruity Ice's stall there. Now, the reason I'm orienting these this way is so that I can put a path down the middle. And let's give him a balloon stall. Randomized color of balloons. Fix that so we can do free balloons at the end if we feel like it. And then, I guess another bathroom is probably never a bad choice. And we'll just pop that in with 2 things there. And that should generate plenty of cash as we continue moving forward. The safest park in the country. I'm never going to forget. When I was a kid playing, there's one time I got this award playing the Diamond Heights scenario, and then one of the coasters crashed. And I thought for a long time after that, because, you know, what, you're 8, 9, 10 years old, like, oh, well, this absolutely is a thing that's real and not just some stupid thing your brain made up. That when you got this award, you were about to always have some sort of horrible tragedy happen in your theme park. But, you know, you get older and then you realize, okay, well, those 2 roller coasters, the centerpieces of that scenario, do tend to have crashes from failing station brakes, and you can more or less crash-proof it by putting in some brakes toward the end of the ride, do a little tiny bit of reconstruction, which I don't think we ended up doing when we played this scenario. That was a long time ago, so I don't really remember, but I don't know where I was going with that. Alright, let's see. Now, the Heartline Twister is not a terrible ride, it's just... You know, it is what it is. You got to go in expecting not a lot, and you might still be disappointed. But if you have a very, very limited amount of space to build in, it can be a very useful ride. It's just unfortunate that it's not a very good one. All right, so $7,000. Remember, we have another $10,000 in loans to play with, if we want to go down that path. What we haven't done is taken a look at a whole bunch of guests to see how much money they come in with. Seems like we're about in the $80 range for a lot of these folks. Okay, that one's 70. That one's 80. Yeah, another 80, 90-ish. I think part of the reason for doing that is so I can reset ride prices. Let's try $3 for that, because these queues are all full. So if we can monetize and not lose anybody, you know, wanting to ride the rides. I'm not going to raise the price of the go-karts at all. But I think we can definitely stand to make a little bit more cash. Stand-up twister trains. Okay, so I think we've reached the bottom of the barrel on roller coasters. I'm going to pull funding for that. Shops and stalls should be fine. I don't think transport rides are worth building in most scenarios, unless you have a very large or confusing park, or you just want to build a train. So I think we can leave that alone. Remember, it was $31,000 to build that other thing, and I cannot allow myself to get tunnel vision for this. But we need to have other rides that can actually generate income. So these little wooden wild mouse coasters are usually pretty good for that. Yeah, see, this is a nice one. It's only $3,500. So, find ourselves a little corner here. These are great in this kind of an environment if you can find the right... So I try to build directly on top of a coaster. That's not smart. I'm actually surprised the supports on this ride allow this. But I don't completely hate it. So, you know what? That's where that's going to go. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Let's go... I'm actually going to move the entrance one more over, because then that's going to allow me to have my little squiggly queue that I always like to build. And then this guy just comes straight down. And there you go. So I'm going to save a little bit of path here. And just have that connect like so. And then we need to open this. $3. Should be fine. They will eventually ride this. See, look at that. We've already recouped most of the money I spent building this. There we go. Get that thing rolling. Get the rating in. I guess that's probably why they're not wanting to go, because they don't know how intense it is. They're just still lining up endlessly for the go-karts, man. Pretty healthy profit right there. Pretty healthy. Meanwhile, at the haunted house, basically making nothing, but, you know, it's there. Oh, it's broken down. Well, there's your problem. Hopefully these pick back up. 700, almost 800 guests. Need this to be before the end of October year 2. Ideally, need it to be about 1,000. So we're going to let that be what it's going to be. What are we researching today? Oh, a hot dog stall. Gotta have a hot dog stall. Absolutely gotta have a hot dog stall. There you go. They're $1. Beat that, Costco. Hat stalls. Yeah, see, these are cheap, and they sell stuff. And you can make money. So there you go. They're not going to be, you know, infinite money printers, but they will pay for themselves and slowly trickle some more profit in. Pop the balloon? Yeah? No? Okay, there we go. Escape hatch still hasn't been fixed. Alright, are my mechanics all busy? They are. Let's hire a third. That should help a little bit. Boat hire doing boat hire things, as one would expect. Okay, that's fine. Don't think we need to really be worried about it. I do see a lot of vomit on the ground, which, you know, not really the ideal scenario. And I know I want to save money to build Mega Coaster. But now I'm thinking that may be kind of a fool's errand. But hey, if we survived the last scenario, where we couldn't build above the tree height, we couldn't do any terrain modification. People left comments saying, hey, why didn't you just do underground rides? Well, to go underground, you have to break the surface of the ground. And unless you have a sheer cliff face, you can't do that without raising or lowering terrain. And I did demonstrate in that video that it was impossible for me to use that tool. I don't know, maybe that was different in the original game, but in this one, it doesn't let me do it. So that should explain what's going on with that. All right, so we got 20 people on Crazy Nights. We got basically nobody in the queue, so I wonder if that's because... Oh, we got tentacles. All right, cool. They're not complaining that it's too expensive. Okay, I can't afford... I can't afford is not the same as it's too expensive. That's just that person cannot afford to do that. But the people desire seafood, so let's give it to them. Yeah, here you go. Right here next to the haunted house. Get your tentacles. Try not to think too hard about it. Let's see. Still some shops and stalls, and those are really good for getting little bits of money here and there. Now we have a bunch of broken down stuff. But they haven't called... No, there you go. All right. Let's just go up to 5 handymen. That should... Not handyman, mechanics. Tool handymen. Tim Taylor's of the bunch. Well, I guess the jury's still out on how much actual fixing he did. But he sure did host a show for legally distinct, not Snap-on. Let's see. It's like, I feel like I shouldn't put all my eggs in the one basket of the Mine Train coaster. However, comma, it's cool. And I never build those. So I figured that would be a fun thing to work toward. Is there any other way I can get money? I could just continue deleting paths here. That seems like a really cheap, stupid way to do it, but... At one point I knew what song all of these were, like the merry-go-round would play, but that knowledge has since escaped me. I wonder if Marcel Voss has done a video on that. Okay, so that's path cleanup looking pretty good. We got this we can get rid of. Okay, we really don't need this mess over here. Let's just take that out. They will eventually stop going this way. And that will give us, I mean, not a lot of money, but it will help funnel the guests toward more appropriate places for them to be walking. All right, there we go. All right, I've got 15K in cash. I can do another 10,000 in the bank. I don't know that I need to do any more terrain modification or delete trees or anything like that. So I think we're going to be looking okay. We're a little bit south of our guest goal, but I think part of that is going to be the soft cap of only having so many rides. But you know, the stuff that we are running is immensely popular, and I think that is working out tremendously well for us. So we'll continue to take a look at... Oh, we invented burgers. Stop the presses. We can now sell hamburger cheeseburger. I guess I'll just put one of these over here. Do we still have... Okay, cotton candy. That'll be next. Let's... we already have a bathroom over here, so I guess we don't need to duplicate anything. Let's just... well, not duplicate anything in the same section of the park. We'll put seafood in there, and then I guess... You know, balloons are always good. And they are very cheap. Tripling our money on the balloons if you look at the profit margin. Cotton candy. There we go. Okay, so I spent, I don't know, a couple grand building stalls here, but it's going to pay off when we actually have enough cash here in a little bit to build the cool coaster. And we're almost to 900 guests, so, you know, we're doing okay. Doing just fine. Information kiosk is over here. I've got one over here, and I've got one at the front of the park. I guess that's probably okay. Probably fine. I want to lower this hill so bad. I'm not going to do it, but I want to. I need you to know that I want to do that. All right, so ride tickets seem to be holding pretty steady over the past year or so, which makes sense because we haven't really built a ton more rides. It counts the shops and stalls as ride construction. That's why that number is the way it is. But we're almost there, folks. It is year 3. But if there's anything we've learned in this game, is that you can basically double the population of your park within a month if you have enough money to run advertising. Now, we're about to spend all of our money building one roller coaster because I wanted to, because I thought it looked cool. So maybe, you know, don't do as I say or do, just, you know, make smart choices. But, you know, I just think this is neat. I think it's cool. So we will need to do a little bit of creativity with the pathing when this does get built. But I think it's going to be fine. We just need to make another 4 or 5 grand before we actually commit to it. And based on how this is going here, I don't think Crazy Nights really can justify being priced at $3. Let's go down, not 2,5. Let's go down to $2.50. Yes, I know there are a lot of you who actually use the comma to delineate that division of the price there, but not in this. Guests are getting lost or stuck. How? Okay, that's a lot of vomit on that one square. The burger's that bad? That is quite a lot of vomit. Like, we simplified the paths so much, I don't know how people could get lost. Okay, well, that's a little bit unnecessary pathing down there, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. All right, almost. We're almost there. We're getting there, folks. Why is the park rating so low? They're like tanking. Did I Did I accidentally disconnect the entire... Oh, I did. I super did. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, no, no. That, oh, of course, the game's paused. Okay, see, this is why you pay attention, folks. I know, it is what it is. Now... Oh, man, that park rating is... Oh, that's painful. It will, it'll go back up once everybody leaves who doesn't want to be here, and oh, boy, we just lost 150 guests in 2 seconds. Okay. Well, it's fine. It's fine. You know why it's fine? Because we're about to have the money to build the giant roller coaster that'll save the park. Okay. Okay, boy. See, this is why. Oh, this is why you do stuff that isn't completely stupid. This is why you do that way. All right, now we're in trouble though, because we have to double the population in basically 6 months. Not even 4.5. All right. This will put us at 32. The time is now. The time is now. Live boldly or die with a whole bunch of regret. Or fail the scenario with a whole bunch of regret, as it may end up being. $31,050. Look at that. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Magnificent. So, we do have to have entrances and exits at both stations. For the sake of actually having stuff connected to paths, I'm going to go ahead and do this way. Now, we have $1,200, almost 13, to put our queues in. I made a mistake with the placement of my exits. We're going to go one closer because I like the coilies to be coiled. Okay, so that's done there. Let's go over on this side. If I lose this scenario, you guys are never going to let me hear the end of it, so let's hope it doesn't come to that. But now that is taken care of there. Now we have to connect these, and they're up pretty high. So if we get all the way straight down, this is going to be 5 or 6 tiles of length. But we have the power of actually utilizing stuff the right way if we choose to be intelligent. So we have roller coaster in the way if we go that way. If we go this way, we have to start sooner than that, but we can go up, and then we can go up, and then we can go across, then we can go down, and then we can go down. Now those two are connected that way, and then all we have to do is connect one side of this somewhere else. And if we want to go right at the very beginning of the park, then we can pretty easily just go down like so and come over this way and then get that connected there, which if we hide the vegetation, you can see goes right up. So that works. It is very ugly. There are only 2 trains. There are only 7 cars per train, and it is going to be extremely expensive for us to operate this. We're going to charge $8, and now it is open. And we just have to wait. So we'll turbo that. These guys may or may not want to ride because there's no testing that's happened. So let's see. Maximum waiting time 40 seconds. It should leave pretty soon here. Well, this guy checked his pockets and didn't have enough cash. Okay, well, you already spent all your money. You can go home. I'm not going to be mad at you. All right, so I need one of those trains to leave. Or both of them. Depart. Please and thank you. Okay, there's one guest. One guy waiting. One guy waiting. Come on, it's May. It's June. It's June and we have 950 guests and basically no money. let's go, bud. Let's go. Just turn all of these off. Run the train. Make it work. Uncheck synchronize. That was probably what it was. Because the trains have to be offset. Okay. So we're going to leave that alone. And let it run. And then these guys will, come in due time. But now we have $2,500. We have these coasters that are still pretty popular. Go-karts, of course, infinite money printer. And then we just have to figure out what else we can do to drum up some business. And we have all these other spaces. We built our giant coaster. Now we don't have to be space hoarders. Now, El Cheapo, in terms of a, quote-unquote exploit of the game mechanics, I feel like is not actually an exploit if you're not, using it as an exploit. This is a cheap roller coaster. If we treat it as such and price it cheaply, meaning 50 cents, then all of a sudden it is actually holding true to its name. So there you go. Go ride El Cheapo for 50 cents. It's cute. It makes 2 laps. And it should be a not completely huge waste of time. All right, so now the guests can actually ride. They're lining up, both of them. This poor guy needs one person to come on here. No test results yet, really? It seems like that's taken too long. Okay. Well, it's fine. We've made a grand total of $16. Love to see it. Okay. Candy apple stall, fry shop, popcorn stall, souvenir stall. Man, if I had not deleted the paths, we probably would have been home free at this point. But I don't know. I love these racing coasters. I always thought these were cool. So of course I want to build one of these things, even if it is kind of stupid. And completely does not fit at all with the Roman theming of this park. But it is what it is. Just gonna let it be. All right, so now we actually have people in line. 2 people there, and we have the same guy's been waiting forever. Or I guess Daphne's probably not a guy. But oh, did you enjoy it? Did you have fun? You 0070 was great. I'm glad you liked it. Spend the rest of your $16.60 riding it another 2 times and then leave. Wait, how many? Okay, I already lost that person. How many rides did they ride? 0 rides. Okay, so you came in with $60. You bought a map. Okay. As long as we make any amount of money on this. As long as we make any amount of money on this. Remember, we spent $31,000 plus the cost of building paths. And so far, 10 people. 10 people have paid admission to this. Is that one of the more stupid things I've ever done? Yeah, probably. That's a lot of vomit. That is a ton. That is an absolute, just metric ton of vomit there. Okay. Researched all the shops and stalls. No more research. Go do literally anything else. Let's see. More opportunities for guests to spend money is almost never a bad idea. So let's put in some popcorn stalls right there. And then fries. Yeah. Popcorn and French fries. Breakfast of champions. Or high schoolers with access to the a la carte section in the lunchroom. Okay, anything else, or is that it? Alright, I guess that's fine. I'll put another drink stall in here. Guests can't get to the entrance of Popcorn Stall 1. Oh, we have to, absolutely must address this critical national emergency. There you go. Now you can go get your popcorn. Or the fries. Hey, look at this. Look at this. We got 39 people in line here, 15 people in line here, so we might actually be able to get something accomplished here. I am going to connect this on the other side. Just because oh. Wait, how is that in the way from here? That's, interesting. Can I go this way? No, I cannot. Can I go this way? Yes, but I can't go that way. What gives, what's with that? Can I go across this way? I cannot go that way. I cannot go that way. I can go that way. So let's go ahead. I know this just looks absolutely ridiculous. Just hang in there, folks. I'm gonna have this cut back here, cut across there. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Well, what I can do is I can just have this come down this way and just have that go there. I know this looks really stupid. Trust me, it is. But it is going to be important that they can access this from either side. Maybe I could have planned it slightly better. But you know how this goes. The object is to get everybody on this thing. So far, we've made almost $500, which, need I remind you, is less than 1/60th of the amount of money we spent building this. Okay, best value park in the country. Cool. Come spend all your money, please, and thank you. You know, we're only 450 guests down from the goal that ends in 3.5 months. It's fine. It's fine. We will be okay. This will get some more guests in here. I'm going to go ahead and put in a couple of benches. Get us a trash can or 4. And now we can start putting some of these other... Look at the El Cheapo. El Cheapo's going, man. How long are they waiting to ride? 6 minutes. 6 minutes for El Cheapo. Alright. Small roller coasters. Order of the day. I can't really build any of these wooden ones. We've already built one of those, already built one of those, already built one of those. Side friction is worthless. Reverser is, nobody really cares. Mini suspended isn't really that exciting, but it is cheap. And, oh, merry-go-round broke down. We can usually build these kind of cheaply. Bat Flight versus Bat Flyer. Identical. Yet somehow the ride length is different. Make that make sense. This one is 6 feet longer, but it's the same track plan. Okay, Frighty Flight. Or Fright Flight, not Frighty Flight. I just made that one up. Is there anywhere I can stick one of these? Okay, now I remember why I didn't like these at all. They are annoying to build. Okay, well that would fit there. Can I flip-flop? I believe I can, and if I put this all the way back here. I remember this being a pain in the butt with the entrance and the exit because of how the pathing and the height worked. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Say $3 for this. Lay down cars. Ooh, we have options. Little mini Superman coaster. All I gotta do is get that all the way down to the ground. Ah, yes. Roller coaster in the way. As one does. Let's just calmly get this built out here. See what I can actually make it through. Okay, that will let me go out to here. Okay. There you go. You got a disappointment coaster. Let's see. Roto drop. That'll be a nice way to utilize a little bit more of the space here. Of course, you already know we have to put this in classical theming. We will fix the other one momentarily as well. Get that put right there. And then get that opened up. $2 is probably fine. No castles for you. It is Roman or nothing. So, a couple more inexpensive rides. They are lined up to ride this bad boy. 52 people on the ride. What's our profit? Okay, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Almost at 2,000. Middle of July. 1,069 guests. Let's run this thing on turbo for a little bit. See what kind of improvements we get. Remember, we only have to get to 1,500, and I know I can do that with marketing. I generally try to avoid that. Oh, this video is going to be long. Already an hour and 9 minutes. Well, if you didn't like it, you wouldn't be watching, so that's fine. We're at 11:40. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. We'll have all of August, all of September, all of October to get that last 350. Okay. I think it's doable. We have $5,000. These guys are going to be coming in. 12 weeks of advertising campaign for the park is $4,200. And that will get us all the way through to the very end. If I go to 11 weeks, That will end slightly before the end of the scenario, but it'll save us $350. So let's go ahead and do that. So we know we don't have to touch that. That may actually be enough to get us over the edge here. But I am going to keep building a couple of small rides. Complaining about the... Yeah, okay. I know there's a lot of barf everywhere. It just happens. That's showbiz, baby. I'm going to say this guy is going to be, you know, sworn to carry the burdens of all these people vomiting on the path. So clean that up. That's your home now. Is this at least making cash? Okay. All right. We've passed 1/10 of the construction cost. We have 3 months to go. And it's making, you know, it's making $15,000 an hour. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Mostly because it's an $8 roller coaster. And the excitement rating is, like it says, very high. So I think we can be pretty okay, pretty comfortable with that. Get this barf cleaned up. I don't think it's really going to matter that much, but I've still got a little bit of cash. And if, big if, there is a cheap other coaster. I know there's a couple of these other little ones buried in here, like this guy right here, $5,700. If I can find one... Oh, that's also cheap, 56. 54. That's only 3.1. That's not very good. See, this is pretty you know, it's pretty well rounded. 5.2, intensity of 6.9. I do have my loan maxed out. You know why? Because we built the giant monstrosity coaster. But I think... Okay, that has that land there that needs to be dealt with. Let's just lower that. I'll spend my $300 taking care of that. Let's get this money up just a little bit more. See, we're already up to 1,200 guests. We might be okay. Maybe. Maybe. It's going to be a nail-biter, though, I'll tell you that much. Alright, which side of this was it allowing me to actually construct stuff with? 5765, 5060. There you go. 5765. Okay. I'm going to commit to doing this here. Let's do... I think I'm going to have to do both down this end. That's... Actually, no, there's one spot here. Entrance, because I actually probably don't have time to mess with this. Classical Roman theming. That looks absolutely horrific. That's fine. Open this bad boy and get that exit path out through here, and then just build a very simple entrance. I'll just go ahead and jog that. So this should be, I believe, okay, 2 trains, 7 cars per train. That should be all right. Get these guys in here. This is thankfully still making money. Okay, it's no longer making $15,000 an hour, but it's made almost 5,000. That's pretty good. 1,221 guests. I think now the time for building additional rides is over. The time for advertising is now, because we gotta get to 1,500 guests in the next 6 weeks, 7 weeks. So let's explore our options here. Advertising campaign for the park we already did. We have 7 weeks remaining. I'm going to go ahead and say, what's this one called? I really should be naming these. 4078. Let's say 7 weeks is the max we're going to invest. Just because it's tradition, that makes it okay. Free tentacles for everybody. Yeah, free entry to the park. It's already free. Free rides on a particular ride. What ride do we not care about, and what is not... what's not going? Top Spin 1. Okay. Top Spin 1, 7 weeks. That's all the ad campaigns we can do. The die is cast. We have made an absolute mess of this park, and I did not build one iota of Roman theme back into this, so just so I'm not a liar. Let's build the Coliseum. It's $200. It needs somewhere to go, and I guess this is as good of a place as any. There you go. There's your Roman theming. Oh, there's a plinth. What a fun name. Plinth. All right. 1,330 guests, September 18th. All the marketing has been activated. We built additional roller coasters, built additional rides. I got a space right here that would probably be a really great location for a super basic nobody cares coaster. So, is that going to fit? Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. It's like it was made to go here. What's that one manga meme? This is my hole. It was made for me. I don't know. It's one of those horror story things. Except this roller coaster is not going to do that to you. Okay. And on we go, turbo speed. So this is where we find out just how badly I screwed up. Because we got a month left. We need 100 more guests. I'm going to try to pay back some of this loan. I think we're going to be okay. I see the guest count trending upwards. I think at this point it's probably unlikely that we lose. But we'll find out. I think it's going to be fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to time-lapse the rest of this. I did see it just cross 1,500, so that's a good sign. Yeah, we're going to be just fine. I really hope I muted before I sneezed. But I really appreciate you guys watching these videos, giving me all sorts of ideas for future parks, and taking a look at fun stuff that we could possibly do. It really is not possible without the support of you watching these videos, and of course, the Beard Boosters as well, making it possible to subsidize all this content without doing all of the sponsors and ads for stuff people don't really care to see. Now there we go. I say as I'm scrolling out during the victory celebration bit, we did manage to complete. We're out of money, but we have 1,687 guests. We had our park value, company value of $314,105. Name goes on the list, not the beard, beard. There we go. And yeah, Beard Booster credits don't normally go after this thing, but I ran out of time. Well, I'm probably not going to end up being able to time-lapse that other thing anyway. But that's fine. That's the way it goes. I just kind of shoot from the hip on this stuff, and that is the way it goes. But all the people on this, all the screen, every single person, every single name that has ever received a gift donation of a membership during a live stream or bought one for themselves, very, very important we recognize those folks, as without them, this would not be happening. It would be beavers all the time. Which, hey, I like Timberborn, but you know, there's more to life than beavers. Like playing with roller coasters and other stuff too. But I really appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Whatever it is you're doing, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you back again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.